Do you think you'd pet a dog if it could talk? I think I'd probably stop touching dogs if they were having a conversation with me. You know, that's like something you do with a girlfriend. You rub the girlfriend while you talk to them. But a dog, I'll talk at the dog, but I don't want to be talking with the dog while I'm petting it. Just even a parrot imitating. I'm not touching you, parrot. Sorry. Getting a little creepy for me here, buddy. Speaking of birds, they really get to land on a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff that humans don't get to sit on. I don't know if it's, you call it sitting? Standing? I don't know, I'm a little jealous. I wish I could kind of land on a telephone pole or big street light and take a shit on it. That'd be pretty fun. What's the most phallic food? Dried tiger penis. I think I had some bad sex education as a kid because I'm more scared of buying condoms than getting AIDS. Just don't want to look someone in the eye while I'm buying the thing that prevents chlamydia. That's why I loved self-checkout. I could buy whatever I want. Got hemorrhoids? I don't give a fuck. Self-checkout. Fine with it. Anything, really. Thank God. I wish Krabs was still around so I can go get the remedy for that at self-checkout. I mean, I know the store is watching my every move and logging stolen things that I never stole, and I'll be arrested and thrown in jail like Tuttle in the movie Brazil. I'll be lost in jail forever. No one will ever see me again. I'll die. I'll be exterminated for things I didn't steal. But as long as I don't have to look someone in the eye when I'm buying soup in a can, I'm fine with it. Throughout this video, I'm going to be showing you guys that you can hone a knife edge, an axe edge, a hatchet edge with wood. Over and over again, I'm going to show you this. Because it's right there. You're carving it, you may as well use it. I'm also using the handle side of a little leather strap that's pretty goofy that I glued together a while ago. But yeah, this is slow going here. This is a big, thick, long billet. The longest double bit handle I've ever seen. I have not seen a longer one. I'm trying to think of the longest I've heard of. Maybe 48 inches. Maybe I've heard of a 48-inch double bit that was a Puget Sound. This is longer than that. This is above 50. This is going to be well over 50, hopefully, when it's over. Standard long length Puget Sound handle, probably around 40 inches. Maybe they were up to 42, maybe a little longer than that even, but this is way beyond that. And boy, is it going to be fun to swing. I can't wait for it to be done. So I'm picking up the smaller hatchet here, the double bevel, just a regular hatchet. I'm showing you guys how it has sweep to the toe, which was that second one, and the heel, which is the bottom of the edge. And that helps with carving curves, helps a lot. When it's just a straight bit, that's for hewing, or at least it excels with hewing. But right here I'm going at the shoulder, and there's a little bit of a curve to it, so I picked that up, and it's doing all right. It's not the best. The steel isn't too great. I have to sharpen it way too much for this dry wood, so I probably need to make something else soon for this task, actually. That might be a project coming up, now that I think about it. Maybe we'll make another carving hatchet. I've been really liking having these 3 different options for carving. A single bevel that's about 1.5 pounds, this huge double bevel that I just used, and this tiny one. I think this is around 1.5 pounds too, but it might be a little lighter. So we're going to have to find something in that range for the next carver, because even this handle is not great. I just made it early on, and it's just nothing special. It's about as good as that tiger penis joke. So I look forward to making a new one, something real usable. It's all about functionality when it comes to hatchets, carving hatchets, right? Early on, my handles were very thin, because I thought that it's supposed to be thin like a full-size axe. That it's not the same thing, because you're just holding on to it with one hand. So it has to really be shaped to your hand throughout the middle of the handle, which is different with a full-size axe. With a full-size axe, the middle is very thin and kind of flexible, so you can slide your hand down easy. You don't really need that part for control, but with a hatchet, you're holding on to what you're holding on to, and if it's not comfortable there, it's unpleasant. So yeah, we're getting this done slowly. I keep mentioning it, but slow process. This is 30 minutes of carving that I condensed down to this video of about 13 minutes, just so you know. And I worked on it, probably 15 more minutes after this without recording. Speaking of how comfortable a handle is to use, this handle is not very comfortable, and this is my heaviest carver, so a little goofy, but it's such a cool little handle. That's what it came on, so I just rehung it. I can't take it off that handle. It's too cool. It's shaped like a full-size axe handle. It doesn't really have what you want, but man, does it look cool to me. Love the patina on it. Maybe I could take it off and use it for something else, but I don't think so. Now here I'm honing on the corner of the billet. Figured I'd try something different, and it definitely works a little bit. And that was just a real quick hone, but definitely does do something. I'm pretty certain of that. I think there's silica in wood, right? Like what glass is made of, so that's harder than metal, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong, but correct me if I'm wrong, correct me if I'm right. Just correct me all the time. I need it. I need to be corrected. That sounds like a little bit of a domination fetish, doesn't it? I don't have that at all. One time I knew this lady who used to do some of that stuff, and yeah, don't ever call my penis small. That's not gonna get me going. This might look a little goofy, but I've seen rock climbers do this, and I've never tried this before, really. So it kind of looks like I'm doing the Harlem Shake, but I'm just trying to kind of shake out my hand, my wrist, my shoulder, my elbow, get the muscles back going, get it loosened up a little. They're a little tight, and yeah, definitely. I mean, if the rock climbers do it, and some of the best in the world do it, I figure it can't hurt. The carving table here is multi-purpose. I propped the bottom half of this handle up against it so I can get a little leverage on it without it moving on me. Worked pretty well. Very important not to go too deep with these cuts. I mean, if I screw this up, a lot of work, a nice long piece of lumber, it is wasted. I would be pretty devastated if I fucked this one up. Now, it's not perfect, but we're getting there. It's super thick right now, but I'm really trying to get the shape down a little bit, just so I know what I have. I can get a feel for what it's going to look like too. Right here I'm working on thickness. That's why I'm making these deep cuts, because it doesn't matter. There's tons of thickness left. Would have been a little easier if it wasn't quite as thick, but I always like being conservative when it comes to carving a handle like this, because you know, this is precious lumber, precious time that I'm using. It's just something I don't want to screw up, so I go pretty slow. And when I have extra material like this, I can go a little faster. Just to put a little context here, this is by far the longest handle I've ever worked on. I haven't even made a from scratch double bit handle, first of all. But this is more than 20 inches longer than the longest handle I've made. I don't think I've gone much further than 31-inch long handle. This is 23 more inches than that, and that's huge. That's very big. So I'm going slow, taking my time, trying to eye it up as much as I need to, but it's going okay. The shape gets down a lot more after this video, actually, but I'm happy with it right now. I'll show you guys in a future video. I used 3 hatchets in this, and I'm not really sure what maybe the single bevel, which I'm using right now, worked best. The big double bevel was a little... I need to go back and maybe go back to a rougher grit to resharpen it. Honing isn't exactly doing it anymore. Plus the very tip of the toe, the toe isn't exactly very sharp. It's kind of blunted and damaged, so got to go back and fix that, because when you're carving, the toe is very important. Very important. Right now I'm using a little double bevel carver, and yeah, not too great, but anyway, thanks for watching, guys. That's about it for today.